So we are at the park today, and I really liked the YouTube video that I did yesterday. I actually recorded it yesterday. This probably will not be ready for a couple more days after. We're going to set it up, get a little bit nicer lighting this time, hopefully. I am so excited about this new format of YouTube videos. I made, edited, and posted the one that I did yesterday, which was Your Fear of Creating is Holding You Back. And I really liked that video. And I think that what it taught me was that sometimes you really just do have to sit down and hit record. Like it's funny because that was the main message that I was pushing on that video. And like I was teaching it to myself at the same time. They always say the best way to learn is to teach. So here we are. I'm an educator because I feel like that's the fastest way to learn. And I am a learning addict more than I am a teacher. I guess I don't know the right way to put it, but I really like to learn. So that's kind of what this is helping me do. So this is helping me, even if 0 people saw it. It's something that I gain out of it, and I really think that there's something there. There's a lesson. But anyways, today I wanted to talk a little bit about personal branding and why everybody's talking about it. Why it's like a fad now to have good personal branding. You'll hear a lot of influencers talk about it. You'll hear a lot of random YouTubers talk about it, like me. I'm one of the random YouTubers talking about personal branding because it really is so important. And what a lot of people have the misconception of is that like personal branding is just the way you look online and like the colors of your brand and all that. Like that's all brand identity. It's not really personal branding. Personal branding is literally just you being you. Like this right here is my personal branding. I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you, I'm growing a connection with you. You're learning more about me. You follow me, you watch my videos, you resonate with the things that I say, right? You resonate with the way that I act, the way that I am. And with that comes 2 things, right? You've got a group of people that's going to like what you do and a group of people that doesn't like what you do. Well, at the end of the day, no matter what you do, no matter how you act, no matter who you are, there's always going to be people that like you and people that don't like you. It doesn't matter how you act. So the takeaway from it should be to be yourself. Because if you're truly your most authentic self, people are going to resonate with you, and it's going to be easy for you to continue making content and continue making artistic content that's not just void content that's just like, you saying random things like filler. And when you're able to stay authentic and continue consistently creating content without like having to try to act like something you're not or trying to put on a facade, like it's so much easier and it feels so much more natural. Like this to me does not feel like, oh, I gotta go work and go start filming because it's what I have to do. It's my job. Like, yes, it is technically my job, but like, it doesn't feel like it because all I'm doing is just sitting here being me. And that's personal branding in a nutshell, right? Now, why you need it is because as a creator, we're trying to sell things, right? We're trying to build a business. Even if you're not selling a digital product, you're selling yourself, you're selling your entertainment, the knowledge that you provide, like whatever it is that is the reason that you're posting and the reason that you want to put yourself out there and what you want to get out of it, like that's all part of it. And when you build up a very strong personal brand, what you're doing is you're allowing people to understand who you are. You're giving people the opportunity to resonate with you and hopefully educating and influencing along the way as well. We are moving spots because it's starting to get dark and it looks really cool over here. All right, so we talked about what a personal brand is, why it's important. Now, let's talk about how you actually create a personal brand because everybody says, oh, personal brand this, personal brand that. But I feel like nobody actually says like the steps in what you have to do. I think it's honestly because a lot of people don't like the steps. A lot of people don't want to tell the truth about personal branding because it's hard. It's not an easy task. And honestly, a lot of people are going to fail at it because they just give up too early. But just like with content, you can't give up. You can't just decide it's not for you. Like no matter what you do, if you're in medical school, if you're a plumber, if you're a videographer, like you need a personal brand. Your personal brand is really just a fancy way of saying showing your personality. Say you're in medical school, right? You're going to need to present yourself a certain way. Like in any office job, if you want to move up, you have to present yourself a certain way. And this is like the creative's way of doing that. So when you're figuring out your personal brand, it's less of you deciding how you want to be presented and you just pushing yourself forward, right? I challenge you to sit down in front of a camera and just talk for like 30 minutes and see how it goes. And when you look back at the footage, ask yourself if this really feels like you're watching a video of you or if you're watching a video of somebody else. Because if it's the latter, if you feel like you're talking like somebody else, or you feel like it seems like you're watching another person's perspective or whatever of like somebody completely different, then you did personal branding, quote unquote, wrong. Like you just have to be authentic, and you need to continue recording those long videos and just recording yourself, analyzing your content until you see yourself. And once you see yourself, that's how you know you've got your personal branding right. And like I said at the start, some people are going to fuck with it, some people won't. But you have to remember, like, some of the greatest artists in the entire world were considered very weird. Like, they were not considered regular, normal people or whatever. Like, I'm weird, but I do art and people fuck with it, you know? There's people that are going to accept the weird, and there's people that are going to be pushed off by it. And the people that are pushed off by it, you don't want in your life anyways. Like, those are not the people that are going to support you. Those are going to be the fake supporters. Those are going to be the people that, like, kind of follow you but never click on anything you do because they really just don't care. So once you've made these videos and you feel comfortable with your personal brand, all you have to do is just start posting content. And you'll see that's going to be a very common theme of all the things I'm teaching. Like, the point, if anything you can get from me, is just to post more and be completely authentic. Because if you're able to be authentic, you're able to push your personal brand and people resonate with you and you're easily able to create a bunch of content. Like, that's when huge things happen. That's when you get people that are like super well known in the industry. It doesn't matter what your role is. If you have a strong personal brand, you're able to leverage that into your own work. And you give yourself the opportunity to be in control of everything that you're doing. And I referenced that in the last video too. Like, posting a lot of content puts you in control of your music. It puts you in control of the marketing plan. You become the marketing plan. So just like you become the marketing plan, you become the market as well if you have a strong personal brand. If you are widely recognized because you have a certain style that you put out, you're very authentic, you're not trying to hide anything, and you make enough content, you'll be able to literally sell anything. And at that point, it's not as much about like what you're selling per se, but it's about the fact that people care about you enough to try to be like you. There's so many Lightroom presets out there. If you don't know what Lightroom is, it's a photo editing program. There's so many Lightroom presets, and there's really only so many settings that you could change. Don't come after me in the comments. Like, I know there's a million ways to edit photos, but like just baseline presets without like doing all the masks and the layering and all this fancy stuff, there's only so many things you could do, right? My point is, a Lightroom preset on its own is not super valuable. Like, it's good for beginners to learn settings, but it's not going to be game changing for somebody who's been doing photography seriously for more than like 6 months to a year, depending on how locked in they are with it. So these photography content creators who built up a personal brand are able to sell these preset packs that are not like anything crazy out of the ordinary. Like, yes, it might be good quality, but it's not going to be like the most mind-blowing thing you've ever seen. But people still want to buy it because they want to be like whoever is selling it, right? If it's a concert photographer, a shout out to Daniel McAdang, he's got a crazy fire editing style, and there's a lot more to it with his edits, but he sells a really good preset pack, and because there's so many people that want to be concert photographers like him, it's so easy for him to sell because he just makes content that's raw and authentic, and he helps people, and his personal brand is likable by a lot of people. And the point of this entire thing is that you can do that. You can build up this amazing personal brand. You can build up a huge following of, you know, anybody that you want, as long as you're just remaining authentic. There's no roadmap to it. It's just make content and try to be yourself. But once you do that, life opens up so many doors for you, and you just need to take advantage of it. And that is my short take on personal branding, because it's getting very dark out here. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the cool things for me so I can keep making videos like this. If you have any feedback for me, or you have topics you want me to cover, leave a comment. Let me know, and I will do my best to get to all of them. If you want to learn more about these topics in depth, you want to talk about one-on-one mentorship, you want to talk about custom content for your brand, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. I do all that. But even if not, I appreciate any support. So like I said, like, comment, all that stuff. I'm going to be posting so much sauce on here now that I've got literally the fucking secrets to, to posting vlogs, which is literally just go out to cool places and talk about cool things. So I hope you felt like this was cool. I hope you learned something. And as always, I will see you next time.